It was finally shown in the manga of Black Clover which devil was the one that threw Liebe from the underworld past the barrier gate and into the physical human world. While we don't know this devil's name, there is a lot that we can gather from him just based off of his appearance. In fact, just based off of his appearance has caused me to wonder if this devil is actually the father of both Asta and Liebe. So stay tuned so I can delve into this explanation of my fan theory that this high-ranked devil is the father of Asta and Liebe, because this is going to get wild, guys. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Broku. Today, I'm discussing a Black Clover theory about this devil, Asta, and why he might be Asta and Liebe's dad. Now, I'm calling him Asta, so that fit well if this is a theory of who Asta's dad is. We don't know this guy's name. I'm calling him Asta for now. So if you guys do end up enjoying this Black Clover theory, please do leave a like. Let's shoot for 2,000 likes. That'd be very much appreciated. And also, if you can, subscribe, turn on notifications. You can also join my Discord and follow me on Twitter. That'll be linked down below in the description. With that being said, let's get into this incredible, insane Black Clover theory. With the final, for now, episode of Black Clover, episode 170, it would provide us with the information of Liebe's flashback. In the manga, we knew that a devil had thrown Liebe out of the underworld into the physical world. But we had no idea of which devil it was. Many had theorized it was Lilith or Nama, the weakest Qliphoth devils, due to their devil arms that made the throw having a somewhat similar arm. While the arms are similar, I was never all in on this theory, and the anime kind of negates it entirely, as the anime adaptation of the scene actually shows the devil. Now, there are some questions that need to be answered about this devil and the validity of his status as canon or not. But first, I want to address on him and how he directly connects to Liebe, and he might have a connection to Asta as well. For now, like I said, I'm giving this devil a nickname as Asta. For one, this devil is directly connected to that of Liebe. This devil isn't just the entity that launched Liebe into the physical human world. This devil very well might be a relative to that of Liebe. This is because the two share the same tails, or at least the same symbols on their tails. I don't really get why there aren't way more people talking about this. I think maybe because it's an anime-only scene, but again, we'll talk about that later. We have never seen two devils have the same unique symbol. In a theory a while ago, I made a postulation about Liebe's tail meaning. I believe it was in my Star Magic theory video. Anyways, from most of the devils, their tail ties and signifies their power. Liebe's tail resembles the Trishula, which signifies destruction in Hinduism. This will tie to what his power is. Anti-magic is a destructive power that utterly destroys and negates magic. If this devil has the same symbol as Liebe, then it might mean that he has a similar power. We know that when it comes to mortals, magic type is heavily genetics based, as you will either receive a similar magic type to your parents or a combination of the two. If devil tails symbols signify their power, this makes it even more likely that this devil here is Liebe's father, or at least a relative. Now I'll discuss on why I think it is possible that this devil is possibly connected to that of our chatty main character, Asta. Well, from what we have seen, there are no devils of high rank that are muscular at all. Zagred, Lilith, Nama, Lucifero, Lucifugus, Xenon's devil, and Magicula. None of them look particularly muscular at all, whereas this devil here is quite muscular. In fact, he looks to be one of the more muscular characters in the series. Asta is incredibly strong and incredibly muscular. In fact, he's even strong as a newborn. With a kick, he ended up knocking back the father at the church and caused his nose to bleed. Now, it is important to note that Asta is a magicless kid, while the father had mana, meaning that a newborn Asta with no magic had the strength to knock back the magic user with a kick. This implies that Asta, though he did train really hard throughout his life, has a lot of unnatural muscular strength. There is a plethora of evidence that Asta is actually a devil hybrid. I know I harp on this theory a lot, but there really is a lot of evidence supporting it. In fact, it is the second most believed race of what Asta is by you guys. I did a poll. So it does seem that a lot of you are in line with me here. Now, Asta is resistant to life energy attacks, which is implied by Lasita to be a devil ability. Asta in Devil Union has 4 devil horns when Liebe only has 2. And we know that the 5-leaf Clover Grimoires are meant to be used by devils, yet Asta is able to use it, which even shocks Zagred. We know that the Grimoire is actually choosing Asta, not Liebe here, as even Liebe says the Grimoire chose him. There is much more evidence to this, but I don't want to harp on this theory too much when I've already made multiple videos dedicated to this. But it would make sense. This would explain Asta's incredible physical strength, as well as the plentiful evidence of his devil traits. If this Papa Asta is his father, and this devil is muscular, it would make sense why Asta is so strong. Now this theory could mean that Asta and Liebe are actually real brothers, and not just orphan brothers. This would also be another explanation as to why the two of them were not born with magic, and they both look alike. I mean, if you converted Liebe into a human, he would look like a twin of Asta. If you converted Asta into a devil, he would look like Liebe, a twin of Liebe. I mean, honestly, it's all I can see. If you put Papa Asta and Lisita next to each other, and then you compare their looks to Asta, Liebe, and then Devil Union Black Guardian Asta, it all looks like a big happy family. We know that Papa Asta has 4 horns, thus making sense for a Devil Union between Liebe and Asta would have 4 horns as well. While I do think it is possible for Asta and Liebe to be actual blood brothers, I do think it's also possible they're actually brothers of the soul. What I mean by this is they are essentially one and the same. We know that devils are actually malicious souls. It is possible that Asta is the human side of the soul and Liebe the devil side. With Asta and Liebe's devil union, it makes their hair look like a mash of Lisita and Papa Asta, as the hair is a mix between white and black. Very dark, sure, but not completely darked out. Again, the 4 horns make it very much interesting, and also Asta has 2 symbols on his tail. We know that hybrids can have 2 magic types, and maybe that is why Asta in Devil Union has 2 symbols on his tail, because symbols on devil tails signifies magic types, and if he has 2, then it means he might have 2 innate powers. This would also allow for a parallel between Asta and Yuno. Yuno having the soul, essentially like an elven version of himself, whereas Asta having the soul of a devil version of himself. One thing I also want to mention is that Papa Asta may have directly passed this power down onto Liebe, his anti-magic power. As we know, these black bits of an aura signify devil power. Liebe didn't have these when he was getting beaten up by the devils, but in this, Papa Asta, he was showed to have these devil power bits. Then all of a sudden, these bits are around Liebe. They stay with him for a while. They're with him in the physical human world. They're still there. Despite having these, he was thought to have no mana, which might signify that this was Papa Asta passing the anti-magic power down onto him or giving it to him. I want to bring up very common criticisms of this theory, as I have played with this theory a bit on Twitter, which if you don't follow me yet, you really should. Link down below in the description. One of the common critiques of this theory is that we don't know if this devil is an actual high-ranking devil, as Liebe only said that this was a higher devil. But this would be a redundant statement if this devil wasn't a high-ranking devil of the official high-ranking class. Every devil at that time is higher than Liebe, because he is the lowest of the low, the very bottom of the devil hierarchy. By that meaning, every devil is ranked above him, and thus saying a higher devil would be redundant unless if it is actually meaning that it's a high-ranking devil. There's also a lot more evidence that Papa Asta is a high-ranked devil. For one, every single high-ranked devil that we have seen has a humanoid figure. Papa Asta has a humanoid figure. The low-ranked devils are very beast-like. The mid-ranked devils are a bit less beast-like. And also this devil has wings, which we know that low-ranked devils don't, or have very small wings, or will occasionally have wings if it's like their beast type, like there are like dragon devils. Like how Nox devils, they have tiny, tiny wings. This devil also has elven-like pointy ears. Again, every other high-ranked devil we have seen also has these ears. He also has a tail with a unique symbol, another piece of evidence that Papa Asta is in fact a high-ranking devil. Another common criticism is that people say he's an anime filler character because he was not featured in the manga. This actually isn't true. Technically, his arm was shown in the manga, as there was a devil that was shown to throw him. Also, Black Clover has tons of anime canon. This was a canon scene that was being adapted. The anime is just adding context to it. And if this was meant to be a nobody devil, I highly doubt this devil would have 4 horns and a tail that matches Liebe. It is just too much of a coincidence, in my opinion. We also know that in the actual manga, there is a high-ranking devil in the area of this very same scene. He is just shown as a shadowy silhouette figure from a distance. With all this being said, I find it highly unconvincing of an argument to brush away this theory by only simply stating that he's an anime-only character when clearly he is not. His actual design is anime only, but he is in the manga. This devil may be that of Astaroth because of this 4 horns. We've only seen 4 horns in very high-ranking devils. Lucifero for sure has 4 horns, and it is very likely that the other Triad devils also have 4 horns because their hosts do. And then Lucifugus, the Cliff-Off devil that also has 4 horns. This might mean that this is a supreme devil, one of the Cliff-Off members. The anime partially backs that as a possibility, as Liebe states that he had traveled through gates, plural, and Astaroth is one of the highest ranking devils in the Cliff-Off. This would make sense if Liebe had traveled through multiple gates because this was Astaroth throwing him out. Now you might wonder, I made the theories of, if this is Astaroth, he might be good, or if this is Liebe's father, why is he being a dick about it? Well, devils are like that, for one, and for two, if this is a part of a plan, he might need to do this. It is the lower devils beating up on him, it is only him that actually throws Liebe through the gate. And also, it's weird, like I said, there's bits of devil mana floating around. It's almost like he's giving him power, because those devil power bits were not there prior, but then they stick with Liebe for a while. It's almost like he gave him the anti-magic, in a way. Again, that's kind of a crackpot theory, kind of just looking into it probably a bit too much, but it's possible. Now, as a theory, I think this is not like one of my most likely or convincing ones. I make theories that are for fun, and they don't always have to be, oh, this is 100% going to happen. It's just looking into things and trying to guess what's going to happen, because that's the fun about making a fan theory, is you're trying to predict what's going to happen. In terms of likelihood, I don't think it's that likely, but there is evidence to go for it, and that's why I want to make this theory. And I hope you guys do end up enjoying this theory. I thought it was pretty interesting. I really want to see more of this devil. I think it's very likely we will see him. We will probably get a name for him. I don't think this is just a canon-only thing. And maybe if he is just some fodder high-ranked devil that we'll never see, he still kind of has to be canon, because this is an adaptation of a canon manga scene. We see his arm in the manga. This is just the anime adding to the design, because the anime is a different medium than the manga, so they have to change things slightly. That being said, I would really love to know what you guys think of this theory down below. Please comment. What do you think? Do you think this devil is just anime bullshit, or do you think it's actually something that will be in the manga? Do you think this could be Liebe or Asta's father, or both? Do you think this is Astaroth? And at the very least, guys, I want you to comment down below, why does this devil have the same symbol on his tail as Liebe? That is the burning question here. Why does he have the same symbol on his tail? I don't think the animators would, if they had to just make up a random devil, would just give this devil the same tail as Liebe. There are way more simpler designs they could use than giving him just Liebe's tail. They could make it in the shape of an X. They could just give it the traditional and devil tail, like the little pointed triangle tail. They could do that. But no, they don't do that. They give him Liebe's tail. That is interesting and weird. Let's leave a like, shoot for 2,000 likes, subscribe, turn notifications, join my Discord, and follow me on Twitter. Hope you guys all have an amazing day. Plus...